and we will, and the mic isn't picking me up. How about now? How about now? How about now?
Yes.
Can you hear me now? Good, good. This is bittersweet, but I'm so grateful to be able to lead a service one more time with Dave McCown. It has been such a gift and a joy to be able to create music together over the past 3 years. So thank you, Dave, for being willing to lead with me this evening.
My pleasure.
So we are going to get started this evening with the words of Hine Matov on page 128 as we say how wonderful it is for us to be together. Hine Matov Umanayim Shaberachim Gam Yachad. 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 How good it is.
How good it is.
How sweet it is.
How sweet it is to be together on this day.
How good it is.
How good it is.
How sweet it is.
How sweet it is to be together on this day.
Hine Matov Umanayim Shaberachim Gam Yachad. Hine Matov Umanayim Shaberachim Gam Yachad. Shaberachim Gam Yachad. We welcome Shabbat with the lighting of, can people hear me? Okay, just checking. We welcome Shabbat with the lighting of Shabbat candles, and it is my pleasure to invite up Karen Bressler to light the candles for us and share a reading, and then the blessing will be on page 120.
We are holiness. We are blessed. We are filled and sustained by gifts imparted and ingrained. On Shabbat we rest with intention. We breathe in the divine spirit and release the tumult of the week gone by. We take a few moments to simply be present. We rediscover our connection to our Creator. In that quiet moment of truth, so profound, alone with our source, we see our own reflections and find that we may also found ourselves.
Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam asher kitshanu b'mitzvotav v'tzivanu lehadlik ner continue getting in the Shabbat spirit with the words of McCoon on page 130. To God, the maker of all, sure and strong. Let all of creation from mountain to sea hear our song. God's wonder and all of God's light, we rejoice. So now let us listen with all of our hearts to hear God's voice. We are on page 138 for the words of Lecha Dodi. Lecha Dodi likrat kalai alalai 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 pnei Shabbat nekavela. Dodi ligrat kalai alalai 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 pnei Shabbat nekabela. Shamor vezachor bedibur echad hishmianu el hameyuchad Adonai echad ushmo echad leshemo tiferet Dodi likrat kalai alalai 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 pnei Shabbat nekavela. Lecha Dodi likrat kalai alalai 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 pnei Shabbat nekavela. Likrat Shabbat lechu v'nelcha ki hi mekor Merosh mikedem nesucha sof ma'aseh b'machshava tchila. Lecha Dodi likrat kalai alalai 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 pnei Shabbat nekabela. Lecha Dodi likrat kalai alalai 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 pnei Shabbat nekabela. Please please rise in the ways that you're able and face the door. Boi v'shalom ateret bala, gam b'simcha u'v'tzola, toch emunei am segula, boi chala, boi chala. Lecha dodi likrat kalai, alalai, 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 bnei Shabbat mekabela. Lecha dodi likrat kalai, alalai, 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 bnei Shabbat nekabela. We continue on page 146 for the words of Baruch Hu. Please remain standing. Ya la 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 la, 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 ya la 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 la. Am I awake? Am I prepared? Are you listening to my prayers? Can you hear my voice? Can you understand? Am I awake? Am I prepared? Baruch Hu et Adonai HaMevorach. Baruch Adonai HaMevorach le'olam va'ed, le'olam va'ed. Ya la 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 la, 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 ya la 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 la. Please be seated, and we are on page 148 for the words of Ma'ariv Aravim. Roll into dark, roll into light. Night becomes day, day turns to night. Roll into dark, roll into light. Night becomes day, day turns to night. Borei yom v'layla, golel or mipnei choshech, golel or mipnei choshech, v'choshech mipnei or. Roll into dark,
golel mipnei choshech, golel mipnei choshech, v'choshech mipnei or. Roll into dark, roll into light. Night becomes day. Day turns to night. Roll into dark. Roll into light. Night becomes day. Day turns to night.
Roll into dark, roll into light. Night becomes day. Day turns to night. Roll into dark, roll into light. Night becomes day. Day turns to night. Page 152. Shema Yisrael Adonai Eloheinu Adonai Echad. 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 Baruch Shem Kevod Malchuto Leolam Va'ed. Baruch Shem Kevod Malchuto Leolam Va'ed. Shema Yisrael Adonai Eloheinu Adonai Echad. Shema Yisrael Adonai Eloheinu Adonai Echad. Ve'ahavta et Adonai Elohecha b'chol levavecha u'b'chol nafshecha u'b'chol me'odecha. Ve'hayu hadvarim ha'ele asher anochi mitzavecha hayom al levavecha. Veshinantam levanecha v'dibarta bam b'shivtecha b'veitecha uvlechtecha v'aderech uvshochbecha uvkumecha ukshartam leot ayadecha v'hayu letotafot b'neinecha uchtavtam al mezuzot beitecha uvisharecha למען תזכרו ועשיתם את כל מצוותיי והייתם קדושים לאלוהיכם. אני אדוני אלוהיכם אשר הוצאתי אתכם מארץ מצרים להיות לכם לאלוהים. אני אדוני אלוהיכם, אדוני אלוהיכם emet. It's my pleasure to invite up Jack to share a reading on page 159.
Sing the song of men and women joined in understanding and respect. The song of God's miracles as earth protected and cherished, a gift for our children and the generations to come. The song of the lands once ravished by war, now quiet and content. Her soldiers home to leave no more. The song of a world redeemed, the song of peace.
We continue with the words of Mi Chamocha, words sung by the sea as our ancestors experienced freedom and as they experienced gratitude for the miracles that they saw in front of them. After we're so hyped from that Mi Chamocha, I hope you're as hyped about it as I am. We've experienced one of the highs of Shabbat, the Shabbat energy, and we now get to transition to a moment of calm, a moment of peace, as we ask God that we are able to get rest this evening, that we are able to lie down and feel peace when we lie down. Peace of mind, peace of body, peace of spirit. And that when we wake up tomorrow morning, that we feel, or if you're a late sleeper, tomorrow afternoon, no judgment, that you will feel rested and renewed and excited for whatever tomorrow has for you. So let's pause a moment and hold in our hearts the rest that we are hoping to receive this evening and this Shabbat. We are on page 160 for the words of Hashkivenu. Hashkivenu Adonai Eloheinu l'shalom V'hamideinu shomreinu Spread the shelter of your peace over us. Guide us in wisdom, compassion, and trust. Hashkiveinu Adonai, Eloheinu leshalom, v'hamideinu shomreinu lechayim. Save us for the sake of your name. Shield us from hatred, sorrow, and pain. Hashkiveinu Adonai, Eloheinu leshalom, v'hamideinu shomreinu lechayim. We continue with our tefillah, the core part of our liturgy this evening. On page 164, please rise in the ways you are able. Adonai sefatai tiftach ufi yagid tehilatecha. Adonai, open up my lips that my mouth may declare your praise. Baruch atah Adonai, Eloheinu, v'Elohei avotenu v'imotenu, Elohei Abraham, Elohei Yitzchak, v'Elohei Yaakov, Elohei Sarah, Elohei Rivka, Elohei Rachel, v'Elohei Leah, Ha'el Hagadol, Hagibor v'Hanora, El Elyon, Gomel Chasadim Tovim, v'Konei Hakol, v'Zocher Chastei Avot v'Imahot, Umevi Geula Livnei V'neihem, Lema'an Shemo Be'ahava, Melech Ozer U'Moshia U'Magen, Baruch atah Adonai, Magen Avraham ve'Ezrat Sarah, Atah Gibor le'olam Adonai, Bechayei hakol atah Rav leHoshia, Morid hatal, Mechalkel chayim bechesed, Mechayei hakol berachamim rabim, Zomech noflim verofei cholim, Umatir asurim, Umekayim emunato, Lishenei afar, Michamocha ba'al gevurot, Umido melach, Melech memit umechayeh, Umatzmiach Yeshua, V'ne'eman ata lahachayot hakol, Baruch atah Adonai, Mechayeh hakol. Ata kadosh v'shimcha kadosh, U'kadoshim b'chol yom yehallelu Selah. Baruch atah Adonai, Ha'el HaKadosh. Please take a moment for your own personal prayer and feel free to be seated when your prayer is complete. Page 180.
Ratson, Imrefi, Veyon libi, lefanecha, Adonai tzuri, Adonai tzuri, Begoali, Begoali, Yehiyu leratzon, Imrefi, Imrefi, Veyon libi, lefanecha, Adonai tzuri, Adonai tzuri, Vegoali, Vegoali.
Amen. This week, we read from Parshat Beha'alotecha. And at the beginning of this week's Torah portion, we arrive upon a scene of the official installation of the menorah at the tabernacle. The first verses of the Parsha read as follows. Adonai spoke to Moses, saying, "Speak to Aaron, saying, Beha'alotecha et hanerot el mul pnei hamenorah, ya'iru shivat hanerot." When you mount the nerot, the lamps or the lights, let 7 lamps give light towards the face of the menorah or the lampstand. When we hear the words nerot, menorah, or menorah, we might associate them with Hanukkah, our festival of lights. But during the time of the sacrifices, in the times of the tabernacle, and then later in the times of the temple, the first temple, the second temple, not Temple Beth Torah, we're not doing that anymore. This didn't refer to candles or Chanukiot with 9 branches the way that we might associate them. The menorah referred to a specific golden 7-branched lampstand to dwell in the tabernacle that was commanded to be made in Exodus chapter 25. And this menorah is a hammered work of pure gold with 1 main lamp in the middle and then 3 branches out to the right. Wait, this is my right. So these sides for you. And then 3 branches out to the left. And each of the 3 to the right and 3 to the left had almond blossom-shaped petals on them, as commanded by Adonai in Exodus. both in Exodus 25 and this week's Torah reading, we find this bizarre statement. When you are mounting the lamps of the menorah, let the lamps give light to the face or the front side of the menorah. What does this mean? How are they controlling where the light of the flames go? And more importantly, why does it matter? If the lights are lit, shouldn't that count? Through the generations, the rabbis and Torah commentators questioned what exactly this meant. And while many of them found themselves with similar explanations of what this would look like physically, they came to different conclusions of what additional meaning we should take from this, why it matters. They agreed that the lamp in the center was to remain upright, and then the wicks of the three on the left and the three on the right were to face and bring light toward the center lamp. The rabbis of the Talmud argued that this indicated, since all of the other wicks on the three on the left and the three on the right were facing the center, obviously the center lamp was the most important. Everybody was facing that center lamp. Yet Ovadia ben Yaakov Sforno, a 15th century Italian rabbi and biblical commentator, argued something a little bit different. He was more interested in the Musar, or Jewish ethics lessons, that we might take away from this structure. Sforno explained that the light emanating from the right side of the menorah and the left side of the menorah represented different preoccupations. The right side of the menorah, the branches on the right, represented a preoccupation with eternal values and life in the future. And the values on the left side of the menorah represented concerns with physical life on our planet and the here and now. On the right, we're focused on spirituality and the future. And on the left, we're focused on the practicalities of here and now in this moment. These areas might seem to conflict with one another. Yet it is through the lamps working together to shed light in both areas that we are able to attain our purpose on earth, Sforno argues. Within ourselves and within our communities, we have to focus both on our spiritual needs and the practical physical needs in order to accomplish what it is that we are meant to do. While it might seem as though this center lamp is the most important one, standing upright, only focusing on the Holy of Holies right in front of the center lamp, this seemingly important lamp cannot get us where we need to go alone. We cannot function without the lamps on the right shedding light on our values and our hopes and our concerns about the futures, our spiritual connections and our wrestlings. Nor can we function without the lamps on the left shedding light on the practicalities of our world today. Sforno went on to say in a more pointed way, in order for the universe to function as God wanted it to, all social levels of the people have to make their respective contributions. Each lamp from which light emanates is important and holy. Regardless of how close each lamp was from the center, each lamp brings light to this central middle lamp. Over the past 3 years, it has been my honor to have been entrusted as the rabbi of Temple Beth Torah. I have gotten to fulfill my dream of being a rabbi, of supporting the needs of the Jewish people, of shedding light on issues that I think are important and on teachings that inspire and comfort me. While it may seem from the outside that a rabbi must be this central and important part of a Jewish community, I tend to agree with Sforno's view of the world as explained through the menorah. While I certainly have been one of the lamps within the menorah of Temple Beth Torah, I have seen the lights emanating from each and every one of you, and my own world has become brighter from it as you turn towards me. Some people were not so interested in traditional Jewish learning or services or texts. Some people were incredibly interested in those very same things. Some were very focused on the changes that they would like to see in the future, while others were focused on what precious parts of their community they wanted to maintain and strengthen. Some were focused on more ethereal ideas and values, while others were more interested in the practicalities of making a community run and figuring out what was truly feasible. And sometimes we found ourselves thinking, feeling, and sharing ideas that live beyond these dichotomies. Regardless of which side of the menorah our branches were located, light has come from the ideas and viewpoints that you've shared. Light has come from your constructive feedback and concerns. Light has come from your generosity of time and energy and efforts and skill and spirit. And it has been an honor to bask in your light. Although it is bittersweet to know that I will not be in the Temple Beth Torah menorah after this month, I am grateful to know that in many ways, Temple Beth Torah will be just as holy and bright, not only because of the light that Rabbi Sarah will bring, but also because of the light that you still will bring within our community. Kain Yehi Ratzon, may this be God's will. With words of Torah on our hearts and on our minds, we think of those who are in need of healing, healing of body, healing of mind, healing of spirit. If you are thinking of someone who is in need of healing, please feel free to share their names with us. We'll start with our friends on Zoom. Please feel free to share their names aloud or in the chat.
Daryl Smith, Steven Steinberg, Adrian Brown, Greg Spiegel, Bruce Baldwin, Sarah, Linda Spiegel, and Christy Couch. My sister Jeannie, Ellen, Jerry Ann, Marilyn Gerlich, and Louise Smith.
My Danny, Kent and Karen Rasmussen, Barbara Lowe, Muriel and Stephen Gregg, Dennis Elliott, and Judy Martin.
Lana Rivka bat Mindel v'Chaim Avraham, Mindel Davida bat Chenach v'Tzipora, Chaim Avraham v'Dylan Raphael.
Phoebe and Alan Weiner, we're sorry we can't be there. We got introduced to COVID.
Ooh.
It was fine.
There's Mara.
Out or in your heart as my hand passes over you. for all those names that we've said aloud, those that we've typed in the chat, and those that we keep in our hearts, we turn to page 371 for the words of Mishaberach. Mishaberach Avotenu Mekor habracha Leimotenu. May the source of strength, who blessed the ones before us, help us find the courage to make our lives a blessing, and let us say, Amen. Mishaberach imotenu mekor habracha leavotenu. Bless those in need of healing with refuah shalema, the renewal of body, the renewal of spirit, and let us say, Amen. We continue on page 586 for the words of Aleinu. Please rise in the ways you're able. Aleinu l'shabeach l'adon hakol, לתת גדולה ליוצר בראשית, שלא עשנו כגויי הארצות, ולא שמנו כמשפחות האדמה, שלא שם חלקנו כהם, וגורלנו ככל המונם. ואנחנו קוראים ומשתחווים ומודים לפני מלך מלכי המלכים הקדוש ברוך הוא. ונאמר, והיה אדוני למלך על כל הארץ, ביום ההוא, ביום ההוא, יהיה אדוני אחד, ושמו, ושמו, ושמו אחד. Please be seated. We take a moment to think of those who are no longer with us on this earth, but remain with us in our memories of them and in the legacy that they left for us. As your loved one's name is read, please rise. This Shabbat, we remember those whose yard sites occurred this past week. Avi El-Chaim, remembered by Suzanne Corbett. Gloria Gelb, mother of Alan Gelb. Moisha Gertovoy, remembered by Larissa Krasnovskaya. Alice Koresh, remembered by Sarah Leinkram. Margarita Kopelau, mother of Sonia Radcliffe. Fateh Perleski, son of Bahia Sanipur. And Herman Samosky, father of Jack Samosky. We now invite all who are observing their first year of mourning to rise at this time. And we now rise as a community with our mourners. As we turn to page 598 for the words of Mourner's Kaddish. Yitzgadal v'yitzkadash me Rabba, be'alma divrach chirute v'yamlich malchute, be'chayechon uvyomechon uvchaye dechol beit Yisrael, ba'agala uvizman kariv v'imru, Amen. Yehe shmei Rabba mvorach le'olam ulalmei almaya. Yitzbarach v'yishtabach v'yitpa'ar v'yitromam v'yitnaseh, v'yithadar v'yit'aleh v'yithalal shemed kudsha brechu. Le'ela min kol birchata v'shirata, tushbechata v'nechemata, da'amiran be'alma v'imru, Amen. Yehe shlama rabba min shemaya, v'chayim aleinu ve'ol kol Yisrael, v'imru, Amen. Oseh shalom bimromav, hu ya'aseh shalom, aleinu ve'al kol Yisrael, ve'al kol yoshvei tevel, ve'imru, Amen. Zichronam livracha, may all of their memories be for a blessing, to which we say, Amen. Please be seated. And it is my pleasure to invite Cindy Monroe, who I think this is her third week in a row of being both AV second. Third this month?
Possibly.
Third this month.
When I found out it was your last week, I decided I had to volunteer for everything. And actually, I should talk to, I know better than not to talk to the microphone. Okay, remember to check the weekly on our website for all our news and event information. The Shabbarbecues are back. Next week, June 28th, is our first one, and it's BYO picnic dinner. Check the weekly for details. Friday, July 5th, we welcome Rabbi Sarah to the congregation as she leads us in prayer at 7:30. The evening Shabbat service will be followed by a special oneg in her honor. The annual backpack donation event, Equip to Learn, has kicked off and it is ready for donations. Donate or drop off June 13th to July 12th. See the full details in our weekly bulletin. This and more may be found on our website and in our weekly newsletter. Thanks to Ann Anderson and Joel Strad for representing the worship committee tonight. And I think I said last week, thanks to moi for doing AV.
And so next week, I will not be leading services, obviously, since this is the last one I'm leading. However, I will be at services, sitting amongst all of you. So if you'd like to come to services and then join us for picnic dinner, I'll be staying around. We can schmooze, we can hang out. So join us next week for our Shabarbecue, and I look forward to seeing those of you who can make it. And we are going to continue with family blessings. I encourage you to reach out to somebody that you consider to be family, however you define it. And if you are not in the same place as somebody who you'd like to send this blessing to, I encourage you to hold them in your heart, and we hope that they receive this blessing. May God bless you and keep you. May God shine God's face upon you and be gracious to you. May God's face turn to you and grant you peace, to which we say, Amen. We'll now bless Kiddush and Motzi. For our friends on Zoom, now is the time. Your 45 seconds to grab your grape beverage. And the blessing can be found on page 123. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam borei peri hagafen. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam asher kitshanu b'mitzvotav v'ratzavanu v'shabbat kodsho be'ahava uvratzon hinchilanu zikaron lema'aseh v'reishit ki hu yom techila lemikra kodesh Kodesh, Zecher Letziat Mitzrayim, Kivanu Vacharta, Ve'otanu Kidashta, Mikol Hamim, Ve'Shabbat Kodeshecha, Be'ahava uvratzon, Hinchaltanu, Baruch ata Adonai, Mekadesh HaShabbat. L'chaim. I think we've got ourselves a future cantor in our midst. I'll now bless the motzi. Baruch ata Adonai, Eloheinu melech haolam, hamotzi lechem min haaretz, b'te'avon. We are going to conclude with Oseh Shalom on page 180. We can never pray enough for peace. Let me just triple check something. Yes. Oseh Shalom b'mramav, hu ya'aseh shalom aleinu, ve'al kol Yisrael, ve'al kol yoshvei tevel, ve'imru amen. Oseh Shalom b'mramav, hu ya'aseh shalom aleinu, ve'al kol Yisrael, ve'al kol yoshvei tevel, ve'imru amen. Ya la 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 la, ya la 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 la, ya la 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 la, ya la 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 la, ya la 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 la, ya la 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 la, ya la 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 la, ya la 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 la. Oseh shalom b'mromav, hu ya'aseh shalom aleinu, ve'al kol Yisrael, ve'al kol yoshvei tevel, ve'imru amen. Shabbat shalom, everyone.
Shabbat shalom.
Thanks
Shabbat
everyone for being
shalom.
here in
Shabbat
person and
shalom,
on Zoom.
Rabbi Zoe.
Tomorrow is our 10th wedding anniversary.